You train Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Then Saturday rolls around, and you see someone online who just finished their 6th session of the week. Suddenly, your 3 days feel like you barely trained at all. Their frequency is double yours. So their muscle growth must be double too, right? No, your muscles don't care about the calendar. A 3-day-a-week plan can absolutely build muscle, but only if it passes 3 tests. Enough effective weekly volume, smart distribution across the week, measurable progressive overload. Miss any one of those, and your training is just maintenance with better lighting. Muscle building has turned into an attendance contest. 4 days means you're serious. 5 days means you're committed. 6 days means you're probably explaining protein to strangers. And 3 days? You're just visiting. But showing up to the gym is not the same as creating a growth stimulus. You can train 6 days a week using the exact same weights, reps, and effort level you used 3 months ago. Or you can train 3 days a week, challenge your muscles, recover fully, and keep progressing. One person has more training days. The other has a better plan. Your body knows the difference. When total weekly volume is equal, adding more training days does not automatically produce more muscle. Frequency mainly decides where you place that volume. A productive working set requires controlled technique, targets the intended muscle, and gets close enough to failure that the body has a reason to adapt. The problem isn't training 3 days. The problem is taking a 6-day bodybuilding split, deleting half the days, and expecting the leftover scraps to still work. Chest on Monday, back on Wednesday, legs on Friday is not a complete 3-day program. It's a 6-day program with absenteeism. Your chest gets 1 date, and then wait 6 days for the next email. A simple solution: full body training. Each session can include 1 knee-dominant lower body movement, 1 hinge, 1 push, 1 pull, plus direct work for any muscle that needs extra attention. You don't need to destroy every muscle every time. Stimulate it, recover it, then train it again. Say you want roughly 9 challenging sets per muscle group per week. 9 is just an example, not a universal target. You can do 3 sets on Monday, 3 on Wednesday, and 3 on Friday. Spreading the volume helps you bring better energy, technique, and effort to each set. The goal is not to accumulate the highest possible number of sets. It's to complete enough effective volume that you can recover from and progress on. More volume only helps when quality stays high. The moment your range of motion shortens, technique collapses, or the target muscle stops driving the movement, you're no longer adding productive work. A simple full body structure. This is just an example, ain't the only correct way. Monday, establish the baseline. Back squat, 2-3 hard sets of 6-8. Flat bench press, 2-3 sets of 8-12. Chest supported row, 2-3 sets of 8-12. Romanian deadlift, 2 sets of 8-10. Wednesday, change the angles. Split squat or leg press, 2-3 sets of 8-12. Pull-ups or lat pull-down, 2-3 sets of 6-12. Hip thrust or leg curl, 2-3 sets of 10-15. Friday, build on it. Leg press or front squat, 2-3 sets of 6-10. Overhead press, 2-3 sets of 6-10. Seated row, 2-3 sets of 8-12. Plus 1-2 small accessory movements for your priority muscles. Use the same main movements for long enough that you can clearly measure progress. Friday is not about proving you improved since Monday. Progress doesn't always show up in 4 days. The better question is, over several weeks, are your reps, weight, or movement quality improving? If nothing is improving long-term, adding a 4th training day will not automatically save you. What you need is progressive overload. How to progress? Pick a practical rep range. 8-12 is a simple example. Let's say you complete 3 sets of 8, keep the weight the same, and try to increase total reps over the next sessions. When you can hit 12 controlled reps on all 3 sets, add a little weight and start again at the bottom of the range. That is measurable progressive overload. You don't need to swap exercises every week because your muscles got bored. Your muscles don't get bored, you do. Before you throw out a good plan, because someone posted a new movement yesterday, give your body a gradually harder challenge. This is exactly where a lot of people destroy a solid 3-day plan. They hear 3 days and turn every session into a survival challenge. Every squat to failure, every press needing a spotter, every Friday looking like a documentary of bad decisions. For most hypertrophy work, that isn't necessary. Aiming for 1-3 controlled reps in reserve is a practical standard. The last few reps should require focus, but your technique should still look like the first ones. True failure can be used selectively, especially on safer isolation movements, but it doesn't need to run every single set. The underrated advantage of 3 days. Training 3 days a week has a major advantage that often gets mistaken for a weakness. Plenty of recovery time between sessions. That space allows fatigue to drop and adaptation to occur. Training gives the instruction. Recovery does the construction. Constantly sending new orders before the workers finish the previous job doesn't speed up the building. It just creates unfinished work. 4 recovery days are only useful if you actually recover. Consistent sleep, enough calories to support your goals, and enough protein. Stop using soreness as the only proof that training worked. So can you build muscle training only 3 days a week? Yes. 3 days is not a beginner version of a real plan. It can be a complete plan, but it has to pass all 3 tests. Sufficient effective weekly volume, intelligent distribution across the week, and measurable progressive overload. Run the plan for 8 weeks. Track your main lifts, weekly average body weight, standardized progress photos, and a few fixed body measurements. After 8 weeks, look at the evidence. Not every metric needs to change, but the overall trend should be forward. If your performance is improving and your body is gradually changing, the calendar was never the problem. Your old approach was 3 focused training days, 4 full recovery days, 8 weeks of consistent execution. Go train, collect the evidence, let the results answer the question. If this helped clear things up, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.